That's up in the air. The real crown jewel here is the pool pack units. Over here. Notice, dry coolers. This is water, not refrigerant. And so, these units are capable of dehumidifying through a hot water reheat coil and heating the pool. That's why you have either or with this plate heat exchanger. You got a coil heat exchanger over here, and then if neither of those are required, we get rid of the heat from those over there. So they're pretty fancy units. Here we have focus behind this door. This pretty strong negative pressure here, and then behind here there's a separate plate. That's for outside air. 2 sets of filters. And these are the sizes here on these. These are also direct drive blowers on VFD. Now, these were set with space temperature settings. Right now, the room temperature is set for 82, the humidity is set for 85, and the pool temperature is set for 80. Now, you guys have your own pool heaters. I'm not a big pool guy, but I understand when the pool temperature water is warmer than the air, sometimes you have a lot of evaporation. And the chemical for the pools has to really be on point, because you can have deterioration of these coils when the chlorine is too high. So that's very important. But that's where you would, I guess, can those points be changed on your system, or they're just being looked at? Reading only, okay. So this is where you make your changes. And it's pretty straightforward. Just click on it, and you can move it up and down. Side?
The units also provide a purge cycle when those chemicals become present, like in the sand, purges those chemicals.
Yeah. It's automatic? Okay. Here's the brain of the new unit. Hopefully nothing else should have to be done. We had to replace it because there were some software issues. But everything is running great now. Condenser fans are on their own VFDs. So they speed up and slow down. Valves for the water. Last thing. Say what? Well, the only thing is it's got that plate street. You know how important that is. But it's the opposite. They're using that more as a condenser rather than evaporator. Yeah. Well, they're heating the water to use it for the hot water dehumidification coil or the pool heater. Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of stuff. Oh, look at this. You do want to get up there. Look at this. Got that.
Oh, that's the step.
If you do get an alarm, this will be in red. And at that point, you go to logs. And then it'll say current alarms. There are none.
It'll be direct eyes or must.
No, you don't need a password for that.
Make adjustments.
But the alerts come with. The alerts come through. I'm sure it's going to trigger off the
That's just saying what it's doing.
We get alerts, the company get alerts, we both get alerts.
It can be set up. Points are so new, consistent.
This is basically 24/7. We're glad because you don't have it on everyone.
We can set it up.
That's good stuff. And it'll be
Yeah, well, when it alarms, the alarm's got to go to someone.
Get all kinds of alerts.
This is where you make adjustments.
I don't know much about supply back here. I just got the points in a week or so ago, and I haven't been here. So I have to go through. We can go down and do that. So I was in here. I can make alarms, I can do anything I need to do. I don't know if it generates some. I think it should. Everything should.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. No, I'm all for that. Actually, I think you see that from the other side. So just grease fittings on the motor. Yeah. So here's the hot water dehumidification coil that gets heated from the compressors. Electric reheat. This is where we want to put some algicide tabs. There's where your actual blower VFD is. And that should be set for automatic reset on that phase monitor. But if it wasn't running at all, that control tells you pretty much. But you might want to look in here also, if that thing has a fault or anything. There's your compressor contactors.
That's your source of water that he was telling you about. Okay. You see the simple pump handle, hose bit, standard dart hose, and everything. Yes, sir.
It's very rare. I see it in the roof.
Yeah. More and more people are getting with the program.
Yeah, we put them on all our new
I'm glad
builds.
you guys. units serve the data rooms.
And that's the controls for it. A dryer starts, it speeds up. Another dryer starts, it speeds up more.
These are easily accessed from the doors on the front. Gives you access to blowers, the motor. A panel in it for remove. Accessibility is I don't want to say pristine, but accessibility is really good on this one. And it simply removes the air from the hot unit room.
And that's for the yoga studio, you said? Okay.
Discharges all that. Plan and spec call for this one to be a floor mounted, upright, vertical. And it resides in the back of the room. So these controllers are all accessible in the rooms.
It won't go higher than 72 in these rooms.
Like I said, there's a range here.
So nobody can make it warm.
Exactly. Pretty simple design.
Where they enable the hot yoga sequence for the room. It has a 1 hour timer once it starts. So you hold the button until it turns red. That means the sequence is started. And then the room is going to turn on the electric duct heater and it'll go to full heating capacity. And then 2 VAVs serve this, VAV1 and VAV2, and they will go full stage heating as well. So 6 stages of heating plus a supplemental heater to make it to 100 degrees within, I don't know, 15 minutes or so, maybe 20. All right.
Feel it already, don't you? It's pretty amazing.
And then to cancel, the same thing. Hold till it turns blue, and then cancel the yoga sequence.
Good. Sorry.
But it's on a 60-minute timer otherwise?
Yep.
Okay.
One more thing.
It's in here. It's basically typical. In fact, it's probably a little easier to get just than some of the others because it's low. It's not that high.
So I'll have to set your account up still, but this is my account right now.
All right.
So this is the Tavistock property. And on the left is where you select where you're going. So we're gonna go to the Wellness Center. It brings up a nice pretty picture of everything. And then you can click the Wellbeing Center right here. They have it laid out like this in case there's more buildings to be added. So you can layer it in. So we're gonna click the Wellbeing Center. And this is gonna be your dashboard. This is gonna give you a real quick snapshot of everything that's going on in the building.
By location.
So I have my first floor, second floor, third floor. These are our problem areas. If there's a problem, it'll be like a 1, 2, be like out of range temperatures or alarms or offlines, they'll pop up right here.
So it'll show them.
And then my air handlers are right here. And then these are all your fan coils that we just went and walked through. The status, the cooling is, condensate alarms. Your exhaust fans are right here, if you want me to see them. It takes a second to pop in, but 3 and 4 should always be on.
Always on?
It should always be on. Exhaust fan 2, it comes on and off with the yoga room.
On demand.
Yeah, depending on what the temperature in there is, it'll come on. Exhaust fan 5 is controlled by the dryers. So I don't really know when it's on or off.
Has a minimum set point that it runs at. And
I
then as the
don't
dryers,
have control of it.
as the dryers come online, it'll boost.
Yeah. So you can always go back to where we were by clicking the Wellbeing Center tab. So you have these other tabs now. You have first floor, second floor, third floor, and roof. So if you wanted to look at an item in the first floor, select it, and then it's separated in east and west. So there's 2 right now offline in the west side. See that 2? There's an issue.
Is that a call for the system thank you what's wrong with it?
It's just saying there's an offline. It'll tell you if there's a out of range too,
Okay.
if it's too cold or too hot.
Mhm.
So right here, VAV12 is offline. So it generated the issue.
Now going back to my question before, if there's no one on the property, like it's after hours, if there's an issue like that, does he get an alert or I get an alert?
It has to be set up, but yes, it can be.
And then he'll be able to view this remotely.
Yes, and that's my,
That is out of my hands.
okay.
That's
Is-
IT.
is
That's
that
IT thing.
capability
Yes,
there? Okay.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, just want to make sure that we know what's going on at all times.
What's the other box before we get too far away so I know to look at it? Besides number 12?
I think it just came up twice.
Oh, okay.
So now that you can click to the other side,
It's on West,
east. So, when you wanted to see it, click view equipment. Here's my equipment. All my heating is off. It's discharging 67 degrees. My flow set point, the damper, what the box is scheduled, the occupancy mode, my set points, and my zone temp, and my zone temp set point. So my set point is 70, and we're doing 71.
So do I just need to click on?
You can click on the set point right here,
Mm-hmm.
click, and then you can command it right here, and do adjust.
And that's why I asked if we can do it remotely, because it is something simple you can do without having.
No, I agree, remotely is
Yeah.
no way.
Mm-hmm.
You can also put a note, why you did it.
Sorry.
So your next person behind you can say, hey, I had to override this to this because it was hot in there.
Mhm.
Can you look at this?
There will be a request for that.
Right.
Yes.
This button right here will show you trends, if there is one set up. So this one's set up, nobody's changed the set point, is what it's telling me right here. Before I dig into that, let's keep going. I'll get to that in a minute. So,
Those are all left clicks on that, right? I know sometimes with Johnson
Yeah.
you gotta do, okay. And then we would have just pressed adjust and it would have come up with where we could raise or lower it, we didn't actually see that.
To what?
We could actually, when you clicked adjust, which we didn't actually do on the 70-degree set point, there, we would have had the opportunity to go up or down, and then it just takes it.
Yeah, we put it under command.
Okay, like, okay, so there you go, okay.
W1 and then save.
A save, okay. And that is indefinitely, that's not just for the 4 hours.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
So all these are the rooms and numbers right here, and you can click them and see your equipment detail of the room. Alright, so we're
Beside that, it would be a chart or something, said location and, you know what I mean, in order to make it easy to find it faster. Location, sunny.
you'd go to the floor plan.
The floor plan.
Yeah, you go
That's
to.
the only place I can find it.
Well, most of the thermostats are labeled, right, Brian? I saw.
Yeah, they're all labeled.
So that's
The
helpful.
ceilings grids are labeled,
Mhm.
where the equipment is, and the thermostat is labeled.
Okay.
They're on the floor plan.
Yeah, and they're on the floor plan. So you'd find, like, oh, they're complaining on the second floor about something. So we'll go to the second floor. I don't know what side it is. There's no alarms. I'm gonna go to the west side. And like, oh, the open fitness area. Maybe group exercise here. Here we go. Group exercise, view equipment, and then it says it right here too, group exercise, you could have clicked here if you knew the name.
It will be set up for use of the tablets anywhere.
You can use a tablet,
Yeah, just
you have
grab
to
it.
have the access through the Wi-Fi though, so that's an IT thing.
Just in case you wanna do it directly from wherever you wanna adjust from.
Yep, yeah, this has the ability, cause it's, web-based, so
Mhm.
as long as IT allows you the access through Wi-Fi to hit it, you can
Mhm.
do that.
Okay.
So, the third floor is the same, east and west sections. There's your running track, the gym. This is all shell space, it's not really labeled right now. And just highlight and go to the equipment you wanna check. Yeah, you also have your outside air temp and humidity
Mhm.
on every page. So then we're gonna go up to the roof here. So here's my exhaust fan 1,
Mhm.
air handler 1, air handler 2, and air handler 3. The dehumidification units aren't on here yet, they will be, very soon. So this is air handler 1. So here's my return air humidities, 72, return air temp 70, my CO2 return, what my return damper position is, what my outside airflow, CFM values are, position of the damper, my filter status, pressure status. I have a low temp alarm and a low temp set point. And then you have a entering temperature for the chill water. So we're getting 43-degree water to the air handler, and it's leaving at 67. You have a condensate pan switch to know whether you're overflowing inside the unit. And then you have the statuses of all 4 fans, and the command and the speed. And a average discharge flow CFM with your temperature and your pressure set points. And these are all adjustable. You just click on them. You can go to command click on pressure right here, discharge air pressure, the number. And if you wanna see what it's been doing, you click this trim button and it'll bring up a trim. So it shows that at 8 o'clock last night, the unit shut off for the night and it came back on at 5 a.m. So they have a optimization for the air handlers. So the building, when the building is scheduled to come on, the air handlers would come on 1 hour before and start getting the building to temperature.
Okay.
And then it's just values.
So that might change in case of a meeting before that time, and then we can set it up for start a different time.
Yes. Yep. So, I mean, so the graphics are pretty straightforward. To get to the exhaust fan 1, you gotta click, see this bar right here? And it brings down this menu. And then this is exhaust fan 1 status. My this is not working. I'll have to fix that. So then go back to area number 1. We can go click on the roof and go to 2 and see it's same values. They're all identical. I have this overridden. It comes in orange. I just did that to show y'all what it looks like when somebody put an override. It comes in orange. You select it. I didn't leave a note. You can do a release and hit save, and it'll go back into its normal operation. It's gonna close and then open back up. So that's just your graphics. So up here on the top, you have page 1, is graphics. Page 2 is trends, equipment, activity, equipment relationships, and data. So it brings you to a whole nother section. So you can set up trends. So this is a bunch of trends for that air handler because we were just looking at it. These are activity. See, I just had a command I released, so it showed up. So I did that an hour ago. Somebody overrode it. Had some online, so power came on and off or something yesterday. Oh, that was me. I was moving the computer, so it lost status. Let me go to a box. Let's go to the first floor. And then let's go to the page. Okay. So it does also problem areas, so.
I'm sorry.
So
I'll
also,
stick my head in the review.
so right now, VAV 12 is offline. I don't know why, but it's telling me that it's a problem area right now. That the damper's offline, basically everything in it is off.
Those are the 2 units you were talking about before, the 2 yellow flags that were coming up?
Mm-hmm. This is another way to see what's happening. So I have my fan coils right here. It gives me more breakdown of where they're at, what spaces they serve. Zone temperatures for them. And then on the right, you can get more views of the VAVs. Here's all the VAVs at once. So here's all my VAVs, what space they're in, how much flow they're doing, damper position, discharge temps, zone temps, and my zone set points. See, there's that 12 again, it's offline. Now that's a power issue. Just no power for that one for some reason.
So you're able to pinpoint to exact location and exact issue that it is, or it just gives you variable?
Well, I know the issue, but just from
Just from doing it.
Just from seeing an X and the, I guess if you click on it, it'll tell you it's first floor, west side.
It really can go down to component level almost.
Right. So, and then page 3 is the schedule, which the schedule isn't set up in here. The schedule's set up, on my Menaces S&P side. That,
Override it and for a certain amount of time,
yeah, you can.
it'll go back to the scheduled time when it's done with that request.
Yes.
Okay.
So what was the issue about it shutting off at night? That's not on the schedule? When
Yeah,
you said earlier?
Yeah, shut off on my schedule.
Oh, you have a schedule?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just this tab in this section, it doesn't show it.
Oh, okay. Are you guys gonna be determining the schedule? Who's gonna do that? I just wanna make sure that you understand how, because otherwise they're gonna put a service call and I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna need to know.
Yeah, I'm sure that we'll
Yeah,
put in the
when we
schedule.
have a meeting with the miners,
Yeah, right now I
they
haven't.
might tell us what they need,
Alright.
Right,
and then we can schedule what they need.
I
yeah,
haven't-
because I'm sure it's gonna be based on when they're using which
Of course,
area.
Right.
Yeah. So is it clear here, is it all self-explanatory, Brent? Or is something that you wanna point out right now, where you put the time and dates, or do you
I'll have to
just
get
call you?
into a different section to
Okay.
get to that.
Now, you said you already had some schedules built into this, what are those schedules based on?
I have it set for 6 AM to 6 PM.
So, where it's on 6 AM to 6 PM?
Yes.
Okay, cause I think, if I'm not mistaken, the hours of operation are gonna be like open 5 AM, close 10 PM.
Say
so-
earlier,
That's fine. It's easy to change.
Okay.
7 days a week.
Because the VAVs are not
I don't
scheduled,
know
it's just
if
the air handlers.
what the weekend hours are, to be honest with
Okay.
you, if they're different or not, but I would imagine they probably are.
close by,
But that's something.
But we'll have to confirm that and adjust it.
So, up on the right here, this right corner has a lot of stuff you can do. So you can search, like, VAVs. And you can see more, like, if you're having a problem to find something, you can do that.
just searching there.
Equipment. You can also, the next one's a trend. You can create your own trends selection, so like you're trying to figure out a problem. You can edit and, let's see, add, clear all, edit, change points. So you wanna click network. So fan coil, I don't know if I have a trend on that. I don't think I do. Let me go to network. And we'll go to handler 2. I wanna put this over there. So there's a right arrow. You select the trend and send it to the right. And then I wanna see my status. I'm gonna send it to the right. And then I can do my speed. I'm gonna send it to the right and then save. And hit apply right here. And now it's gonna create a trend. So I can see my command was off and then it came on. This is my speeds up here. So my speed was 98% and then it down to 64, 63, and it's just hovering right there until we hit 8 p.m. I thought it had it at 6. I think it is 8. 8 p.m. it turned off. And then it came back on at 5 a.m. So all of this is downloadable, exportable as a PDF or a CSV file. So if you needed to show him that, hey, this problem's happening, this is the only way I can show you. It says it's 100% cooling, but it's not cooling. So you could show the cooling valve is open, but my temperature's not doing anything. You could show that to somebody if you needed to. And then once you're playing with this every day,
Right, that's
It-
right.
it'll
That's
get
what I
a
was
lot
about to
easier.
say, you need to
There's
play
a-
a little bit with the system,
But-
go in and out and check things out,
Mhm.
and then we get used to it, because we used that kind of system in the Four Seasons.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was different, they have a whole display,
Mhm.
and with the ballrooms and kitchen and thing, the socks fan, everything was showing.
The
You can
Medicis,
see,
Medicis one?
medicine, yeah,
By Disney?
yeah, Disney.
Okay. Yeah, I was there.
Check
This will
all
tell you,
them.
huh?
You can check all of them.
Yep, this will show you all your alarms. Now, the great thing about MUI, which is the web-based graphics, is now we can clear alarms in groups. And they keep them in groups. So now, I have 16 alarms. I'm not gonna say this right. My priorities, so now over here I have a priority already, like how serious the alarm is. So I got 7 unacknowledged, but 16 total. Like a high discharge air temp at 7 p.m. on air handler 3. So there's a box right here, you select them, and then you go to actions and acknowledge. And then you could say cleared, or
You can do a log it in and everything.
I don't think you need to do a lot. It's doing a trim on my computer. So,
This is, you said the BTU.
this is my pain, my brain. So if this has no power, you get to see nothing. So
Mine is right.
this is the main brain. JC out of here. Only one here.
Any backup? Or that's the only thing?
Well, that's the computer. So that's the bringing all the information into one point.
Okay.
This is where it enters the building. This is where it first comes in
Okay.
for the whole building. Right here. And then we pick up right at the beginning and right at the entering and leaving.